Patrick Chambers joins us on the program. And Coach, first off, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, but I really want to start things off by asking you what has been the biggest challenge for you internally and your program since returning from Indianapolis?
I guess the connection, right? The biggest challenge is fostering, nurturing, keeping those great relationships that we've built, staying connected, keep doing the Zoom calls, the FaceTime calls. We're sending out some small videos just to keep guys inspired. Obviously, the one shining moment I hit the guys before it hit the social media world. I've also hit them with some pump videos, and we have some individual stuff that we're working on. Greg's putting out a video. So I think that the hardest thing for me is I have a safe space in my office that we sit down and we can talk about life, we can talk about anything. Sometimes it's best to see the body language and the facial expressions. And we're doing that through Zoom and FaceTime. But sometimes you miss that interaction of being able to hug somebody or, just embrace or dap or something like that.
I know those weekly Zoom calls have been important to your student athletes, but what has your overarching message been to not only them, but your coaches and staff personnel as well?
Stay healthy, listen to what they're telling you to do, follow the protocols, be really intelligent, don't take this lightly. I think, obviously, in our little world, our little bubble, we may have taken it lightly in the beginning because we didn't know. We weren't educated. And now that you're educated, you look back and go, man, I was a little bit foolish, a little bit selfish on how I was thinking. However, now you see it and you just, stay inside, only go out when you need to go out, keep your distancing. But keep fostering relationships, keep doing things like this to put a smile on people's faces, be optimistic, set up your days, be organized, be detailed. I'm telling the guys, to stay in shape, but do it with caution, because you really can't go to a gym, right? You have to do things outside, and if you have a driveway and a basketball hoop in the driveway, well, maybe that's safe. But you have to keep your ball clean, There's so many things that I'm trying to educate these guys. And I'm also going to tell them to stay on top of their academics. Right now, they're on online classes. So making sure you're getting your academics done, making sure you're staying in touch with our counselor, Joey and Ross. Stay ahead of the curve.
Now, if I recall, I'm pretty sure you're a big morning person when it comes to the routine side of things. But how have you had to alter your day-to-day operations when it comes to that aspect?
It's almost like I've been doing this for so long, going on 17 years, catching up with my kids on an individual basis. So one day I'd take either my daughter Grace or Ryan or Caitlin or Patrick, just one-on-one, we're going for a walk. Today was a little different. I went with Grace and Ryan. They both wanted to go for a walk with Dad. And it gives Courtney kind of a time to set up the homeschooling stuff to stay organized and prepared. So we got a little system going, but man, am I enjoying these individual walks. We call them gratitude walks. And then I've changed it to the first portion of the walk is gratitude. The second portion of the walk is a dream. What are your dreams? What do you want to do? You're 11, you're 9, you're 8 now. My daughter just had a birthday. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? Daddy's still dreaming. Daddy's a big dreamer. He's 49. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming, especially during this time of, everybody's a little bit anxious and fearful and worried. I think what we need to do is worship, exercise, and keep the faith and dream a little bit. Nothing wrong with dreaming, reevaluating, and reflecting where you are in life and maybe where you want to go. And to do that with my kids, man, I'm learning so much about what they know, what they want to do, what they see, what their vision is. It's inspiring to me, and I feel like a little kid all over again.
That's so cool. So gratitude, passion, dream, future direction. That's awesome. That's some great advice for everybody out there to kind of take those walks. And we've heard that from yourself. We've heard that from Greg and kind of others in the program. Just find that time to get outside, spend some time with family members, friends you haven't called in a long time. So I love that message from you, Coach. But I'm also super curious, has the page turned for you guys yet? Because as everybody knows, everybody's talked about, there was such an abrupt end to the season. And you kind of said it best. You know what, at first it's kind of selfish and you're kind of thinking, well, what about the NCAA tournament? What about the Big Ten tournament? All that stuff. And then you realize there's a bigger picture out there, as everybody has. But has there been a day or a time or a moment where you've been able to turn the page as a program to, okay, this has happened, but now we got to head towards the future?
I think each passing day gets a little bit better. I think once you get past this coming weekend, where the Final Four would be, I think we're able to move on now. I started a new team chat with the incoming freshmen, which is exciting. I still have my seniors on a different chat. Don't get me wrong. We want to make sure that they're going to finish strong and get their degrees. But that to me was kind of a step in the right direction of healing and moving on a little bit, slowly but surely. And there's nothing wrong with reflecting. There's nothing wrong with grieving. There's nothing wrong, again, in our little bubble, what it meant to us and how it affected us on a very micro level. But now it is time to start focusing on next year's team. And I've already put together a new leadership council, which is exciting, to talk about different ideas and what we want to do when this really slows and we can all move on. So we're really preparing for that and moving in the right direction. I'm really excited. We got a veteran team again, with a lot of seniors and juniors, which is awesome, that have a ton of shared experiences. So looking forward to moving on, but it's fun to reflect back on what this team did accomplish.
When you do reflect back on some things, that like the first things that come to my head are the crowds inside the Bryce Jordan Center, the atmospheres, the electricity around that environment on any given weekday game or any weekend game, and just the way that throughout the season you saw that culminate of people just filing in game after game. When you look back and reflect on that type of stuff, what comes to your head?
These kids did an amazing job. The resiliency of this group, the connectivity of this group, the love of this group was just amazing. And it's across the board in this program, though, this year. Not only were the players great, the staff was phenomenal. Obviously, PJ's staff, including yourself, you guys were terrific all year long in promoting us in the proper way, really positive and optimistic way. And that's who we are. That's who I am. And that's what we want it to be. That's the foundation of this program. Lamar coming back. I mean, this started in 2016, right? We laid the groundwork in 2016 in order to be the best team that we could be. 76 wins over the last 4 years, 61 wins in the Big Ten in the last 3 years. And then I think that's what you saw this year with 21 wins, 11 wins, of all the sacrifice and hard work that these kids put in. And the staff, it was just amazing to kind of see it all come together. Mitch, let's just keep it real. I mean, there's times when you're going through losing streaks, you're wondering, are you doing the right thing as the leader? Your faith wavers. Your faith wavers. There's no doubt about it. But the fact that we stayed the course and we stuck together, arm in arm, there was no tug of war. Sometimes with teams, there's tug of wars. There's locker room lawyers. There's stuff going on. I just felt like we were pulling all of us in the same direction, players, coaches, program. And I think that was monumental and massive in order to succeed. Eight-game win streak, top 10 in the country, top 25 for most of the Big Ten season, when the Big Ten was as hard as it's ever been. And then for the fans to come out. The season tickets over the last 3 years have been incredible in an upward trajectory. And then this year, it was just amazing. And what PJ has done in that in-game environment. Now, I don't really know what's going on for the most part because I'm so dialed in on what I need to do and trying to coach the next few plays or stay ahead. But my wife tells me what a phenomenal in-game experience it has become. And we're truly getting that home court advantage. And if I may take the time right now to say thanks to the fans and the students and the alums and the season ticket holders and all the sponsors. Man, I can't thank you guys enough for believing in us and supporting us. You didn't have to, but you did. And guess what? We're finding success. And hopefully with another veteran team coming back, we can stay as a top 25 team.
Coach Chambers, plenty more to come here in the future for Penn State men's basketball. Appreciate your time and stay safe, all right?
Hey, Mitch, be well, be safe, and God bless.